All right, today we're going to follow a single medicine on its secret mission through the human body. And believe me, it's an epic journey. We're about to see every single obstacle it has to overcome to get the job done.
It seems so simple, right? You take a pill and hopefully you feel better. But underneath the surface, what's really happening is a high-stakes mission, a microscopic obstacle course that every single drug has to navigate perfectly.
So to really wrap our heads around this, we're going to follow just one of these molecules. Think of it like our main character, our hero, on a quest to find its target and complete its mission. It's a classic hero's journey, and it's happening right inside you.
So, what's the very first challenge for our hero? Well, it's just getting in the door. This stage is called absorption, and you can think of it like trying to get past the body's toughest bouncer.
Okay, so this brings us to a really important term, bioavailability. It sounds technical, but it's a simple idea. What percentage of the drug you took actually makes it into your bloodstream ready to work? Because, spoiler alert, it is almost never 100%.
Get this, for a lot of pills you take, less than 70% of the active stuff even makes it to the starting line. That means a huge chunk of it gets lost or just destroyed in the gut and the liver before the mission can even really begin. A big part of every dose isn't even available to do its job.
So that begs the question, right? What separates the molecules that get in from the ones that get left behind? What's the secret password to get into the bloodstream?
Well, the secret, the all-access pass, is all about being lipid-soluble. Basically, if it can dissolve in fat. See, our cell walls are made of lipids, so drugs that are fat-soluble can pretty much just waltz right through. But the water-soluble ones, yeah, they have a way harder time. They often get turned away right at the door.
Okay, so our hero made it. It's in the bloodstream, but oh man, the journey is far from over. Now begins the great distribution, traveling from the superhighway of your circulatory system to the specific neighborhood where it's actually needed.
Think of the bloodstream like this massive transit system that connects to literally everywhere in your body. Our little molecule gets swept along, traveling to your brain, your toes, and everywhere in between. The real challenge now is figuring out how to get off at the right exit.
So there are basically three big things that decide where our little molecule can go. First up, blood flow. Organs that get more blood get more of the drug. Simple enough. Second is how it hitches a ride on proteins in the blood. And finally, that all-access pass, its lipid solubility, is back in play. It's not just for getting in, it's crucial for getting around and reaching all the different tissues in the body.
All right, so our hero is cruising through the body, but here's the catch. It's on a ticking clock. The body has this built-in cleanup crew, a processing plant, designed to find foreign substances, like our drug, and get them ready for removal.
And that main processing plant? That's your liver. Inside, our hero undergoes a total transformation called metabolism. The liver's enzymes start chemically changing the drug, basically tagging it for disposal. It becomes this race against the clock for the molecule to do its job before it gets deactivated.
And the way the liver does this at first is actually pretty clever. It's called phase 1 metabolism. First, enzymes kind of stick a little chemical handle on the molecule. And that one small change does something huge. It makes the drug more water-soluble. So remember how being water-soluble made it hard to get in? Well, now it makes it much, much easier to get out. Okay, let's recap. Our hero got in, it traveled around the body, it's been dodging the cleanup crew in the liver, and now it's finally arrived at its destination. This is it, the moment of truth, the final and most important step in the entire mission.
Because the whole point, the entire reason for this insane journey, is to produce a therapeutic effect. That's the beneficial change we're looking for. Whether it's blocking a pain signal or fighting an infection, this is the climax of our story.
So what does success hinge on? It boils down to one critical word: affinity. Affinity is just how strongly our drug molecule is attracted to its specific target, which is called a receptor. The best analogy really is a key fitting perfectly into a lock. If the key doesn't fit, the door won't open. Mission failed.
And that's why affinity is king. It's the whole ball game. You see, all those other steps we talked about, getting absorbed, getting distributed, surviving metabolism, they're all just about getting our hero to the right door. But if it can't bind to its target receptor, if the key doesn't fit the lock, then none of the other steps matter at all.
So let's just run through that one more time, the whole hero's journey. It starts with administration, taking the pill, then the battle for absorption into the blood. That's followed by distribution all over the body, while metabolism in the liver is trying to break it down. And it all leads to that one critical moment, binding to the target to produce an effect.
So the next time you pop a simple pill, just remember this incredible, super complex mission that's kicking off inside you. It's a fantastic story of chemistry, biology, and one little molecule overcoming some serious odds to get the job done.
And that leaves us with one last, really interesting question. We've established that the key has to fit the lock for a drug to work. But what happens when that key, our drug molecule, accidentally fits into the wrong lock somewhere else in the body? Well, that's a whole other story.